From a friend of mine. He said, why the promised Messiah sometimes used a very strong language against some Muslim scholars.
He has only heard a few sentences which the promised Messiah said about the so-called Muslim scholars. But he has not heard all the language which they used throughout their lives and still use against the holy founder of the Ahmadi community. They don't know anything but abuses. Collect their books on Ahmadiyyah and read even today. Imagine the days of the promised Messiah when all the ulama of India were using the same language against him. And what does the Holy Quran say? Loud condemnation of others is not liked by Allah except for one who is abused in public, openly. Jahara. La yuhibbul jahra min al-qawli illa man zulim. So Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam fell under that category of zulim, and it's proved beyond a shadow of doubt that throughout it was they who initiated the use of this foul language to the maximum of their capacity. They abused him in every possible way. They declared that he was Dajjal, that he concocted things against Allah which Allah had not said to him. They repeatedly said that he was an agent of this and that, repeatedly said that he would go straight to hell and so on and so forth. Despite all this, if you take a few sentences out of Hazrat Muslim's books, there will be just a few exceptions. He said, this is your status. You are entering into a state of aggression and excessiveness against the one who is appointed by Allah. So those who do this, they are remembered in the Quran by these names. And the language he used was not stronger than the language used by the Quran. Utullim ba'da zalika zanim. Whose words are that? Are they not Quran? So if somebody presents the Quran only with reference to these verses, what impression the others will receive? They will say the Quran is full of invectives. Quran has used very strong language, even declared some people to be illegitimate children. Now, this is exactly what they are doing to the books of Masih Maud. For those who are impressed by this propaganda, it's advisable to read all the books of Masih Maud and the very books in which these strong words are used. There, where the strong words are used, is also an apology, indicating that we have done it only to show them the sort of language they are using. And to the Muslim masses, we must say that we have deep respect for them. We are only using this language for the very leaders of hostility towards us. As far as the Muslims are concerned, we have nothing but love for them, and that is why we are going through all this trouble of trying to make them understand the point. So this is, in a nutshell, the answer to this. Such people who are influenced by one side propaganda should try to look at the other side as well. And then they should read the praises which are sung by Hazrat Masih Maud Islam, Aba Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Praises which are found in verse, in poetry, in verse, in Urdu, in Arabic, in Persian. All his words are full of baskets of flowers of these praises. And when they abuse him who praises Muhammad Rasulullah. This is the correct situation. By taking a few words out of context, they agitate the sentiments of the Muslim masses against one who all his life has showered praises on his master, Hazrat Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in a manner as they cannot produce the like of him in the whole history of Islam from the time of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. All the authors who have showered their praises in poetry and prose collect them in one place and add and put on the other side the bouquets of Hazrat Masih Islam, so beautiful, so fragrant in the praise of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And these unfortunate people, they never pay respect to this thing. They do not realize that they are indulging in abuses against this man whose life is dedicated to the praise of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. What sort of ulama are they? They are worthy of condemnation, even more strongly than as Muslim Islam has condemned them.